Huh. I didn't know we had an actual world border. But I suppose we do. This is Altania Infinity, on the CraftTheory server. I am on my way to try to find a subway, because I'm hungry. And I could use a sandwich, or a flatisa, as they are called in some participating subways, which is essentially a sandwich, and a pizza. It's flat, hence its name. I thought it was along this path, but I followed it to its end, and I came across the world border, which I have not seen, the actual visual border itself. So it must be along this path in the other direction. I shall find it, however, and when I do, I shall find out who's building the subway, and I shall ask them if I can have a sandwich. Also, I want to connect to the subway. Now this sign makes more sense. Store submissions. Store submissions. Up the stairs. Liars! There are no stairs over in this direction. Hello, cow. The sun is setting. With the falling of the sun, the day turns to night. Truer words have never been spoken. That sign's backwards. Oh no, it's not. Do not pick up hitchhikers. They may be escaping inmates. This is true. But they may also be owners of multi-billion-dollar corporations, with no heirs to their name, and may be willing to give me all of their money upon their unfortunate demise, because I showed kindness to them. The risk is just not worth it. I must pick up the hitchhikers. Well, there's an idea. This isn't an ocean monument. It's somebody's base. Hello, zombie. It's just built to look like one. I don't know whose it is, though. Let's take a look around. There's a bed area. There's a basement area. There's another portal area. There's a basement of the basements area. Oh, wait. No. I know whose this is. I think. Hold on. Yes, it is. It is Rockvelhorns, and I am horribly mispronouncing that. This is not where I wanted to be, though. This path took me all the way back to spawn, which means I went the complete opposite direction that I was supposed to go, because the path goes from one end of the map to the other. I think. Which is confusing, considering this message that I saw about there being a subway planned was near my base, and I went to another portal near my base to get to where I started my trek. So I'm confused now. Regardless of the case, I shall just follow the path and look at all the attractions and all the sights along the way, because this stuff is pretty interesting. They may be escaping inmates. Do not pick up hitchhikers. I already went over this. Yay, speed boost. Let me put the stuff up here. Lots of boosts. Speed 2, haste 2, strength 2, jump boost 2. I love jump boost. Some roads you shouldn't go down, because maps used to say there be dragons here. Now they don't. But that doesn't mean the dragons aren't still there. With this jump boost, there needs to be a raised ceiling. Well, it is true that dragons may still be there. There is a lesson in there somewhere. There's lava. I forget whose place this was. Or is, I should say. But it's pretty cool, because there's the dragon. there's a path with another portal. So there's probably a sign saying here's it is. Ooh, now that's a cool idea. I didn't know you could do that. Putting the item frames along the side of the portal and putting items in them and then lighting another portal, or possibly it's done in reverse order. But yeah, there's a really cool looking dragon. You can climb it all the way to the top. And this is supposed to be gold. The redstone, I suppose, is supposed to be rubies or possibly blood. The emeralds are supposed to be, well, emeralds, or possibly snot. Hello, zombie. Baby zombie. Yeah. I like babies. But not when they're bad guys. Anyway, there's this building over here, which is still a work in progress. It's like a prison. And as you can hear, the prison has prisoners, which is probably where the whole escaped inmates theme comes into play. Little cool table design. This was not meant to be a touring episode, but it's kind of turned into that in my quest to find the Sangral. I mean, the subway. They both start with S. I'll do a little bit more exploring. Future site of road/rail hub to Funky Town. Okay. So I'm guessing Funky is the one behind this, or one of the ones behind this, but I'll go to Funky Town just to be sure. But it should be this way, because I think this way is in fact to my base. And Funky Towns is on the way to my base as well. Yeah, this is starting to look a little bit more familiar. What's this? Suppose it's a diving board of some sort, but you gotta be careful, or you might land on the ground. And it's shallow water. I mean, what if somebody actually does dive and, like, hits their head? Who's gonna be liable for that, huh? Well, anyway. This is the direction I need to go. Now, this is a cool little tunnel/bridge. You got windows you can see out of. You got non-windows you cannot see out of. And you got windows you can see out of the other side. All this beautiful landscape. What are you guys doing down there? Oh well. So, I couldn't find anything else about the subway, so I'm just going to assume it's Funky that's doing that, and I'm going to send him a message. Right now, though, I'm curious about another project I think it'd be cool to do, and that's to build like a sewage system that runs underneath the roads. So I just have to mark out the corners here, just of spawn. Mark out the corners here, get their coordinates. Let's see, that is 147, -61, and I'm jotting it down on another program, so you can't really see it that well. This is 161, actually I should say 161, -61, to let's see, 161, -70, to this has to split, doesn't it? Yeah, let's follow the right-hand rule. I'm kind of figuring out how I want to mark down these coordinates, especially where the road splits. So this is... So I'll put the split in parentheses. So this goes to 194, -70, which then goes, we'll just call it right here, 195, -48. Wasn't this a straight path? This was a straight path, so my earlier measurement should have been 195. And like I said, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm essentially just marking down all these corners and then saying this mark goes to this mark, which then goes to this mark, and if it splits, I'm putting in parentheses so I know that it goes two different ways. Forming a coordinate system map, just two-dimensional, that you could use to recreate these roads, minus the width. There's a road back there that's like 5 wide and the rest are 3 wide, and the sewage system is going to be as wide as it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back because this is going to be boring me just talking. Okay, so I have plotted out all the coordinate points and how they all link up together. It looks a little bit messy. I'll go ahead and post it on the screen so you can see. Such a thing actually works in terms of keeping track of coordinates and how things connect in a 2D environment. Now, I could go about doing the whole drainage system 2 ways. I could make it so there's just standing water all the way, but I want to make it so water's always flowing. I think that would be cooler. So, I'm going to have it step down elevations all the time. Now, I could very carefully go out and I could map the heights of everything and figure out, okay, well, if I need to go 7 blocks before falling one, how can I do that without intersecting any of the paths or the land? That's going to be really, really difficult. So, instead, I'm just going to get the lowest point that I ever want this to go and treat that as above the highest point that I want to start at, and just always go down from there and have it empty out in some direction. So that's what I'm going to do next. 62 appears to be the lowest it goes. I've yet to check this, but I think it's going to be the same. Yeah, 62, Y62 is still the lowest it goes. So, I'm going to be building around that idea, 62. I'm even going to go below 62. It's going to require a lot of digging out. Anyway, so that's my plan. Probably tackle a lot of that for next episode.